As Raiders fans, we understand that it can never be easy. As Raiders fans, we know that there's always going to be some unexpected surprise every single week of every single season, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup against the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday Night Football has gotten a lot more interesting. Baker Mayfield has been claimed by the Rams on the waiver wire. This is a complete shocker. Baker Mayfield was recently released by the Carolina Panthers. He wanted to be released because he wasn't getting an opportunity there. Then he had injuries at the quarterback position to some of these teams. We know Jimmy Garoppolo is on injured reserve. The Rams are also without Matthew Stafford, and the Rams were actually ahead of the Niners on the waiver wire order, allowing them to pluck up Baker Mayfield as he was released. The Rams are currently at a 3-9 record, so they're just playing for pride, and there's no incentive for them to tank because keep in mind, the Lions have the first round pick of the Rams, so there'd be no reason for them to tank this year. So it looks like the Rams will pay the $1.35 million contract for Baker Mayfield, and also Baker Mayfield could play, according to Adam Schefter, this Thursday night against the Raiders. We are almost at 40,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness, make sure you hit that red subscribe button for more Raiders content. And we know Baker Mayfield is really hungry. He got kind of dissed by the Cleveland Browns. They had the guy play injured and then replaced him with Deshaun Watson, and Baker Mayfield feels disrespected.
I mean, yeah, the respect thing is like, it's all going to be like a personal opinion.
Yeah,
like,
and
I feel disrespected 100% because I was told one thing and they completely did another. That's what I'm in the middle of right now.
So we know this guy is hungry to try to turn his career around, and he's going to be looking for Sean McVay, the guy who just won the Super Bowl last year, to help him revive his career. So even though the playoffs look out of the question for the Rams, they're going to be motivated, and Baker Mayfield has been a colorful character in the NFL and had some heated exchanges with some of these Panthers reporters. This is him telling a Panthers reporter, "Hey, do you got any drills for me?"
You got a drill for me, you can let me know. If you have a drill for me, you can let me know. If you got a drill for me, you can let me know. If you have a drill for me, you can let me know.
So that's what we always like about Baker Mayfield. He's a colorful character in the NFL. He's not afraid to get heated. He's not afraid to get testy. We know we've seen him literally grab his testes while he was an Oklahoma Sooner in college football. So he's going to be a more interesting opponent for the Raiders. The Rams, we're going to roll out there with Jon Wolford, who played last week, but the guy did not do too well, threw 2 picks in that game. And right now he's dealing with a neck injury. So not only is Matthew Stafford on IR, but your backup Wolford is also dealing with some injury problems. Bryce Perkins started 2 weeks ago, but he was eventually benched for Jon Wolford. So Sean McVay must feel like he needs Baker Mayfield, and he also probably feels like this could surprise the Raiders. You got a guy who you don't expect to play because how could he possibly know the playbook? But voila, he can come out of nowhere and surprise the Raiders Thursday night. And you know what? I'm all for this because with the Rams dealing with their injuries, also Aaron Donald's banged up. They don't have Cooper Kupp. I kind of want this to be a more competitive game in LA as a Raiders fan. I wouldn't like us to see us play an easy Rams team that's dealing with all kinds of injuries. So I do like this element of surprise. I do think it makes the game a little spicier. And what's also quite spicy is keep in mind that Josh McDaniels did like Baker Mayfield when he was coming out of the draft. This is an article by Cleveland.com back in the day when Josh McDaniels was looking for different coaching jobs. But apparently in 2018, while Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator of the Patriots, they tried to set up a meeting with Baker Mayfield pre-draft, but Mayfield declined because they didn't have a high enough pick, which makes sense because he ended up being taken number 1 overall by the Cleveland Browns. But apparently if the Browns would not have taken him first overall, McDaniels and Bill Belichick would have traded up for Mr. Baker Mayfield. So maybe Josh McDaniels can go look at his notebook that he had back in 2018 and see if he has any good intel on Mr. Baker Mayfield. In other news, we got Mr. Julian Edelman, the former player of Josh McDaniels, believing in Raider Nation and believing that they could make the playoffs.
I think if they keep on playing the game that they're playing, they're tough. They're tough. Derek Carr's making some plays right now. He has to continue to do that. If they do, they'll make the playoffs.
If they do, they'll make the playoffs, and what good timing on that because Derek Carr, we have some information about him coming from NBC. The most touchdown passes this year of 25 yards or more. It's Derek Carr, number 1 in the NFL with 11 TDs of 25 yards or more than Patrick Mahomes, actually double the amount of Patrick Mahomes, almost double the amount of Josh Allen. And I thought this guy was Mr. Check Down Charlie, but this guy is airing it out more than any QB in the NFL right now. So for all those Carr haters out there, I'm sorry, but the facts just do not support you today. And the Raiders are trending upward after these 2 great victories against the Chargers, against the Seahawks, 3 wins in a row. They have moved up 2 spots on Pro Football Talk's power rankings, moving the Raiders to number 21. And keep in mind, we'll have a chance to face the Steelers. I think the Chargers should have dropped much lower after that game, but they only dropped 1 spot. Then you also have the Patriots 8 spots above the Raiders, but the Raiders are going to be able to face them after this Rams game. And we'll take a look at this after these next 2 games to see where the Raiders rank, and hopefully they can get these power rankings right. Either way, it should be an interesting matchup now against the Rams. It was going to be interesting regardless because of the Devontae Adams, Jalen Ramsey matchup. That's going to be intense, heated matchup, and even Tyreek Hill is commenting about it. Jalen Ramsey better chill. We don't know exactly what this is about, but it's probably because Jalen Ramsey is about to face a straight dog at the wide receiver position, and Tyreek Hill is trying to give Jalen a little warning here that he better get ready. He better get his vitamins in, better have a nice night of sleep the night before, a nice good healthy breakfast in the morning, because he's going to have a lot on his plate against Devontae Adams. And keep in mind, since Jalen Ramsey got a game-winning interception against Marcus Mariota and the Falcons, and he started celebrating saying I'm him, well, the Rams have gone 2-8 since then, so apparently Jalen Ramsey being him doesn't really do that much. And just last week, Jalen Ramsey gave up the game-winning touchdown against DK Metcalf, and you also have former Raider Gabe Jackson right there celebrating as well. But I think this will be a familiar sight this upcoming week. Sub out number 14 for number 17 Devontae Adams, and I think the Raiders get the dub this Thursday. If you want to watch the game live with me, check us out this Thursday, going live on this channel, live play-by-play and reaction during the game. Turn on notifications so you do not miss it. Like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe for more Raiders content. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.